all they need is for me to put in this 800 and complete tasks and then withdraw all my money. Okay. So I took this man's 800, I took it and I put it in there. Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Cheryl and welcome to another episode of a story time. So we started the year off with a story time. My first ever video is a story time, so we are going to do a story time to end the year. It's technically already the first, so happy new year to everybody, but I will post this as the last video of 2025, even though it will be uploaded in 2026. So without wasting too much time, let's get into the story time. So this is just going to be a story about how I got scammed out of 4,000 zloty. Oh my goodness, this story used to pain me so much. Like, it used to bother me. But now that I can talk about it, I guess let's talk about it. So, backstory, this was in 2022. So we had just arrived. So I arrived in 2021 in the country that I'm in. So yeah, just been here for a year. A friend of mine came to me and she was like, hi, there's this thing that people are doing where you can work online. Create an account, you get tasks and receive tasks, you click on the tasks, and clicking on the tasks basically is what would generate your revenue. So how the revenue is generated is because someone like, let's say, Amazon would hire you and your task is to produce reviews, or yeah, basically is to produce reviews, to produce a sense that that product is being bought so many times. That way it looks good when people are trying to shop on Amazon. I hope that makes sense. Basically, so we would just be there to give the illusion that this product is being moved on Amazon, on a bunch of like platforms, like seller platforms. Those are tasks that you would do and you get paid for that process. So I was like, okay, this is a good thing. However, the issue was you needed to put in money. So I'm going to explain the process first, basically. But the issue was you need to put in money, and then based off of the money that you have, you're given a percentage, a commission, basically. So that's like the workflow of what we would be doing. So when she came to me, I was like, oh, okay, this sounds decent. But she was like, yeah, some people from school, because this is when I was still in university, some people from school already doing this and they've already been cashing out, they've received their money, they're working, and they say that it's great, it's working out for them. I'm like, wow, let us join this. She even referred me to one of her friends that actually even bought a car through doing this. She literally bought a car from doing this. She had paid off, like she had moved to a bigger apartment, she had bought a car, like it was showing good results. So I'm like, okay, let's do this. So keep in mind, in my city, the city that I was in, it's like a student city and it's very hard to get a job. It is very, very difficult to get a job. So there is really nowhere that people are just finding jobs. So it's like, if we can work online and make money, why not? We might as well do this process and make money and cash out. Keep in mind, like I said again, now all of this might be already sending alarm bells in your head, right? But this is 2022. This was not common like that, like though it's common for me now. So my friend comes up to me, she gives me this pitch, she tells me about, look at, this is an easy task, this is what we're going to be doing, and these are people that have benefited from this thing, so let's do it. She sends me the website, I join the website, I immediately start working. However, if you're working and you're at a level where your commission is still very low, like when you start off you're making like cents because your commission is 0, right? But if you have already, let's say 50 or like 100 in your account, the commission that you get will be higher because it's calculated based off of the total that's in your account. So I was like, okay, I have some I think I was like 200 or 300 that I had lying around. Not lying around like, oh, I just had money, but I just had some extra money that I wasn't using at the time. So like, okay, let me put this money in there so I make a higher profit, right? I put the money in there. So keep in mind, I guess I also need to stress, they had an official website, they had an app that you could download from the app store. Everything was just giving legit. And at that time, I have to admit, I didn't really understand how online marketing worked and all of like the intricacies of like online businesses. So in my head, all of this stuff was making sense. Like all of this stuff was 1000% adding up. 1 + 1 was 2. Okay, this was in March 2022. I put in the 300 that I had. We go by, we're working, and I'll try add, because I still have screenshots and everything of how we were working. The commission was trickling in because I had like 200 or 300. The commission I was probably getting was maybe like 5 zloty a day, 10 zloty, like it was very little. So my friend who had introduced me, let's give her a name, Cassie, let's call her Cassie, who had given me the link to join, she goes, actually I can help you if you want to put in more money into your account. So she was in the middle of doing her residence permit renewal process, and so when you do that renewal process, you need to have a certain amount of money in your bank account. So it just needs to be in there for like a while, right? And so she had like a huge amount of money in her bank account. So she's like, you know what, I can give you 2,000, and you add 2,000, because she was like, in my account I put 2,000 and I'm making 100 zloty a day. I'm making 150 a day sometimes. Like, it's going good. I'm like, oh, okay. Cassie's like, my friend, let me give you 2,000 zloty so that you put in your account and you can make more, and then eventually you just pay me back my 2,000 and you keep the money that you make. It was a good deal. I was like, oh, this makes sense. Okay, thank you, friend. I took her money, I put her money into these people's app. So let me just have a sip. These people's app was called Haitao, or at least that's how I'm pronouncing it. But yeah, I take her money and put it into Haitao. So now keep in mind, I have already put in 300. My friend has now given me 2,000. So I now have 2.3 in there in my account. As you are working, you are given a team leader. You put into like little groups, little teams. Yeah, so your team leader is like the point of contact that you communicate with. We're communicating with our team leader well. She's telling us like, oh, you need to get referrals. Referrals are also good because the more a referral is working, you also get a commission off of that referral's earnings. I'm like, this is nice, this is nice. Talking to people, telling people about it. Me and Cassie were talking to people about it. So this was March, April. Things were looking okay. So at the time, I didn't want to take out too much money because I was like, I need my commission to quickly increase so that I can pay back Cassie and have my own money. so I wasn't touching it too much. I wasn't trying to be always withdrawing or all of that. I think I probably withdrew like a few times when I needed like a quick 50, I needed 100, something small. But it was never like I withdrew a significant amount of money where I really enjoyed that money. But I was like, you know what, it's gonna be worth it in the long run. This is April 2022, we're about to get into summer. I'm like, oh my goodness, I won't need a summer job because this is gonna be my job. I'll just be working here. Life is good. I literally had all of these plans for how my summer was gonna go. Things are gonna be great. End of April, this is when we're starting to see people from other teams, obviously. So like I said, by the time Cassie came and told me about this company, other people had already been doing it since like 2021. Some were even saying from 2020 they had been in it, right? So I was like, oh, okay, this thing has been around. And the people that were ahead of us, like the other teams, they literally were having like my 50,000, 20,000. Like the higher teams that were ahead of us, the amount of money that they were dealing with, like in their accounts, because we would get to see it here and there. And like I said, one of them was actually Cassie's friend who had changed an apartment. She literally bought a car. Yeah, so she was in one of those teams, and she would actually just come and tell us like, hey guys, there's this person, like, oh, they have like 30,000, 50,000 in their account and they're making money. Like they cash out like 2,000 a day, 1,000 every other day, you know. It was crazy, like crazy. I was like, oh my goodness, like this is it. So this was April. Things were looking good. I wasn't enjoying the money yet, but I was like, okay, it's fine, I will get there. Like the teams that were ahead of me were giving me hope. They were motivating me. They were making me feel comfortable, feel good about everything. I was like, okay. And I don't know, there was just something about the fact that this is like a European based company. This country is so safe. People here, they just are not into crime. It's like that's so I think that was another thing that made me a bit gullible, where I was like, okay, I don't think this could go bad. April, I've been in it for 2 months. I believe my commission was I was almost at 3,000 and something. I was at 3,000 something. I don't remember exact figures because like I said, this was 3 years ago. We get into May. May is when things kind of started going downhill. The company started changing the rules a little bit. So they started saying that you need to have a certain amount of minimum that was always in your account. Like you cannot operate if you have, let's say, 0. You can't operate if you have like less than 200. They just started changing the rules in a way that was not beneficial for us, the workers. So at the time, I didn't think too much of it. I was like, oh, okay. And then this was in May. One day, one thing about me is God will always talk to me. God will tell me things. So I literally had a dream that I was standing in my room and we were trying to find the Hightower website online, me and Cassie and another third person, and we could not find the website. We were trying to open the app was unavailable, where I was panicking in the dream. From the moment I woke up, I was like, oh my goodness, I need to take out money. Like, I need to take out my money from this thing and tap out now. So immediately I woke up. I remember I had a horrible feeling the whole day. My heart was heavy. I was so stressed. From the moment I woke up, the first thing I did was go into my account and click withdraw everything. And so it was like processing. It's like, okay. And so when you would withdraw, it would go straight to your bank account, and that usually takes some time. So like, okay, maybe by the end of the day the transfer will be complete. And I put my phone down and my heart is just like boom, 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 because I'm like, I will only have peace when I see this money in my bank account. And break. Okay, so I have requested a withdrawal at this time, and I call Cassie. I'm like, Cassie, this is a dream that I've had, and I don't feel good keeping the money in there. I'm getting a very bad feeling. I have taken out all of my money. I told her, I was like, I've taken out all of my money. And so after that, end of day comes. End of day arrives, and there's still no money in my account. And so I messaged my team lead. I'm like, oh hey, I made a withdrawal. I haven't received any money in my bank account. So she's like, oh okay, let me raise a ticket and talk to payments team and just talk to them, and we'll see what's happening with your withdrawal. I'm like, okay, cool. So after that lasted for about like a few days, where that ticket was like being reviewed by the payments team and certain departments and all of that. And at this time my anxiety is just building and building, because I'm like, oh my goodness, Shatutanga, like in my head I was like, this is over, like it's over. But I was trying to be calm, I was trying to be positive, like no, they will pay me, they will pay out my money, they will pay out my money. After that they're like, oh okay, they come back to me 3 days later and they're like, oh okay, we're seeing that there was a mistake with your account number and 1 digit is missing. So I don't know how many digits is supposed to be in like an account number, but basically like yours is missing 1, so that's why the payment was not able to be processed. But just fill in these forms with your correct account number and we will deposit your money, we'll give you your money. I'm like, okay. I quickly fill in the forms, I send them back the form with my correct account number, and she's like, okay, that's fine, let's send it to payments and we'll wait. The moment they told me that your account number was wrong and missing a digit, the money then appeared back in my work account, so I was able to see my money back in my work account. The next day I see a message that says, in order to withdraw you need to complete tasks, so you need to do your work for the day. I'm like, okay fine, I'll do the work for the day and then I will withdraw. As I am doing the work for the day, I think you would have a certain amount of tasks. Halfway through my tasks, there comes this little message and it's like, congratulations, you just got upgraded and you have the chance to earn a higher commission today. However, you need to have let's just say at the time I had, let's say 3,000, and they're like, however you need to have 3.5 in your account in order to continue with the tasks for today. This is something that they had never ever done before this time, where they force you to have a certain amount of money in order to complete a task. But now it was like, well, you really need to have 3.5 and then you can continue with tasks. After you have completed your tasks, then only then will you withdraw your money, right? So now I'm just so frustrated. I go to my team leader, I'm like, hey, what's going on? Like, we just got this error message where it's saying that you can't proceed unless you have a certain amount of money in order to complete your tasks. What's going on? This girl, I believe her name was Lucina, rubbish. Lucina goes, oh my god, yeah, like, I'm so sorry this is happening, guys. I'm also just as upset as you because I also got these special tasks as well, and keep in mind my account has like 50,000, so a special task for her would probably be asking her to have like, let's say 60,000 in her account, or like 55,000. So she needs to find and add 5,000 to her account to proceed with tasks. So she was like, I'm just as stressed as you are, I truly apologize for this, but let's all just try complete tasks and we will move on. So she assures me, and she's like, I promise you, please just do your best to complete the tasks and as soon as you finish the tasks, you'll be able to withdraw and you can get your money. So now this is where I made another error. I obviously didn't have the amount of money to add. A lot of money that they were just asking you to add into your account in order for you to proceed with tasks. This is where we're gonna pause for a bit and sidetrack. As we pivot and sidetrack, because I'm so good with money, also my partner at the time had been like, oh Cheryl, you're so good with money, you're so disciplined, and for sure, like, besides this story, guys, I promise you I am very disciplined with money. Like, I don't spend unnecessarily. So my partner was like, you're very good with money, so I'm gonna give you this 800. Please save this for me and keep it in your account until I need it. Right. So my partner had given me this money as if the devil knew. He knew. My partner randomly, he's like, oh, please keep this 800 for me, because I would spend it, so I think it's just gonna be safer in your hands. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I'll keep your 800. All right. So now that we finished that story, let's go back to our main story. Now, on this day that these people, these rats, told us, and they're like, okay, well, you need to have 3.8 in order for you to proceed with tasks. Me, little old me, I was like, fine, I have 800 in my account. If all they need is for me to put in this 800 and complete tasks and then withdraw all my money, okay. So I took this man's 800, I took it and I put it in there. I remember I was actually sitting with Cassie on this day, because Cassie also had the same issue. Her account was blocked and they were actually asking her for a higher amount, and she was like, okay, I just put in the amount of money that they were asking for. So that's what gave me the confidence to be like, okay, let me put it, because Cassie was like, I just did. Guys, I know it sounds like Cassie's a bad friend, but she's one of my most loyal friends. I love that girl so much. We both just had a bad judgment of the situation. I've put in the money. We're waiting. We proceed with tasks. As we proceed with tasks, the worst thing happens. Another pop-up comes that says, congratulations, you have another chance to win a higher commission. Now you need 4.5 in order to proceed. That's when I was like, these people are thieves. They are thieves. Because what do you mean? And I remember just being so shocked. Like, I was devastated, because I was like, I just used this man's money and he didn't know. I didn't ask him. I put it in there. Where am I supposed to get another, let's say from 3.8 to 4.5, that's like what, 700? Where am I supposed to get 700 from to add more into my account? So that's when we all just start typing in the team group chat, like, bro, to our team leader, like, what's going on? Because this is ridiculous. This is not crazy. It's getting out of hand. You guys are asking for too much. What is this? Again, Lucina, useless as always. She's like, oh guys, I'm so sorry that this is happening. Let's just wait on management. I'll try and I will attach all of the chats so you guys can see the foolery that we were going through. She's like, I will just try to talk to management and we'll see what can be done, but please don't worry, don't panic, calm down. Rubbish. And at this time I was like, oh my god, my dream, and God want me. This was May. I believe the next thing that happened was that nobody was working. At this time, nobody was working because, like I said, we had the smaller accounts. So for us, let's say if I had 3.8, it's just asking me to be like, oh, you need 4.8. But for the other people, like Cassie's friend, at the level where she was, where they were dealing with 20,000, 30,000, it would be asking you like, oh, you now need to add like an extra 5k. Like there was nowhere you are gonna find a random 5k. However, Cassie's friend has actually told us that some people in her team actually went to the bank to borrow money. They went and took out a loan of like whatever, the 5k, the 10k, the 15, the 20k that they needed to top up in order to access their money. And I get it, because imagine those people, like I said, you have 50k that's in there. So if these people are telling you like, please add 10k and then you get all your money back, like you will do it. Like you will do it. It was like a crazy, it wasn't no 100 zloty, 200, it was like 500 going up, you know, depending on your level. Or for my own level, it was 500 going up. For other people's levels, it was like 1,000 going up, 5,000 going up. It was crazy. We kept pushing. Like we would message Lucina, would message the customer support, would message all the numbers on the website. As a team, we were all just trying to like find someone who can help with the situation. And in all of this, Lucina was just blank, useless as ever. This went on for about like 3 or 4 days of just confusion, of just chaos, of just a state of anxiety. And one day we just woke up and the app was not working. The app was just loading. It was loading. It was loading. The website was just loading. It was loading. You could not see your balance anymore. You could not see your account anymore. You could not see the tasks or the work anymore. Like there was just nothing. It was just a blank page. And this is when I was like, oh my god, like my heart was just beating. On this day, a few days later, Cassie came to my house. Cassie came to my house with her other friend. Her other friend, let's just call her Amber. So Cassie comes with Amber to my house. Amber was also in our team. She had also invested. Everyone's just stressing. So Cassie was like, I really just needed to leave the house. So I went to hang out with Amber and I was like, let's just see and just check on you as well, like, you know, how you doing. So they come over to my house. So we're just chilling in my room. And as we're sitting down in my room, that's when I was like, okay, on my laptop, like, let me just check if there's been an update on like the work situation, on like the work accounts. Like, is it opening now? Is it loading? Whatever. And that's when we typed in the website and it was nowhere to be found. The app was nowhere to be found. Like on the app store, it was not there anymore. When you open it, nothing was happening. Like there was nothing. There's no trace that these people existed online. And that's when I was like, oh my god, that's exactly my dream that I had. And I'm like, this is exactly what God told me would happen. And it's happening. They're so lucky that I was not a praying girl back then. Oh, I was like, I literally told Cassie, I was like, Cassie, this is literally exactly what I had a dream of. When we were seated and we were trying to find the website and we were not able to find it. And this is the third person. Amber was obviously the third person that was in my dream. And I remember Cassie just looking at me like, dude, you should have told me. You should have told me that, like, to take your dreams seriously. You should have told me. So after that, for the next few days, I would message everyone like, everyone in like all of the big groups, all of the work groups. I would message them like, oh hey guys, did you talk to anyone? Hi, did Lucina hit you up? Lucina was not just unresponsive, was not responding to anyone. I think she actually deactivated the number on the day the app shut down. She deactivated the number, and I was just trying to like message everyone like, hi, did you get your money back? Hello, did you, like, I was desperately trying to make sense of this situation. No one had any good news. Like, everyone was just kind of like, bro, we all just got scammed. We all got scammed. This was probably like the beginning of May. By the end of May, that's when it was really starting to be like, oh my goodness, like, I think this money is gone. End of May, I was hanging out with my partner. That's when I was like, oh my goodness, I think I just need to tell him, because what do I do if one of these days he just asks me like, oh Cheryl, remember that 800 I gave you? What do I tell him if he ever asks for his money back? So I remember I was at his house and I literally just started telling him the story of like, oh my god, there's this business that I thought we were doing. I thought I was a worker, but somehow we just got scammed and like your money's gone. And I was so nervous. I was so nervous to tell him, because also this was like a new relationship, guys. Like, I think the relationship had started in, let's just say this December, January, and this is May. It's not even been 6 months and I've just lost this man's money. Oh, I don't know how he's gonna react. Like, he's usually such a calm person, but I don't know how he's gonna react. Thank goodness he was very calm. He was very calm. He was very accommodating, but he was also very firm. He was also very firm. Like, Cheryl, what do you mean you fell for such a scam? Like, oh, I got a lecture. Oh, I got a lecture. I got the biggest lecture. Oh my god. He was like, Cheryl, I watch videos about scams all the time on YouTube. How could you have been fooled like this? Like, how could you lose money like this? And I think just because he saw that I was already so devastated, he was like, okay, fine. And yeah, we just kind of moved past that. But after that, best believe he made me watch YouTube videos on scam betas, like all the time. I was like, hey, watch this video. Watch this video. Yeah, of which honestly till this day, I believe, like I said, this story happened in 2022. Till this day, I'll attach my recent YouTube stats, my most watched videos, like in total for the content that I watch on YouTube. A high level of it is scam baiting and scam videos. That experience traumatized me. Up until 2022, that was the worst thing to have happened in my life. I did not deal with it well. Me, Cassie, Amber, there were days where we would literally just be like, okay, hey guys, what is the other one doing? Because like I said, we were university students, right? And we were not working. And I keep in mind, this is now closer to summer. You're home most of the time and you're just in your room thinking, stressing, like, oh my god, where am I gonna get this money that I just lost? I'm thinking, how do I pay back Cassie's 2,000? How do I pay back my partner's 800? My own money that I lost. Like, I was like, okay, fine, that's just an L I'll take. And you're just not kind of like blaming yourself, like, how didn't I see the signs? But it was there. Why didn't I see this? Like, now it was starting to make sense, especially after I talked to my partner. He was now starting to call me out on certain things, like, oh, why didn't you see this? Why didn't you see that? And I'm like, oh. In the moment, you don't see it. In the moment, like I said, 1 + 1 was equaling 2. Like, things were adding up. It was compounding. It was making sense. And now it was not making sense. Now it was a big mess. Like I said, myself, Cassie, Amber, we would just sometimes go out and sit on a bench Like the three of us would just sit on a bench. There would be times where if I don't talk to Cassie like in a day, she'll text me and she's like, hey, Asiwa collapse, like are you good? Because the level of stress that we were all operating in, I'm so thankful that we were there for each other at that time. By the title, you can already tell that the money didn't come back. These people took my money. Luckily, I'm just so thankful that everyone involved, Cassie already, come on, she also lost money. She knew what was going on. So eventually, yes, I did feel bad like about her money, but she was super understanding. I remember, I think I paid her off by November or December of 2022. So it did take a while, because like I said, back then, but even still now, like that's still a lot of money. So it did take some time to pay off. I was able to find a job, but I had to move and work in another city, and it just ruined my whole 2022. I was able to pay her back, and eventually I was able to pay my partner back. And I don't know if he ever trusted me with money again. If you're wondering about the whole money situation, it was just chaos. It was chaos. I remember even that I would message just trying to get more information, like, oh hey, have you been able to reach anyone? Did you get your own money back? Like, tensions were just high. Even though people would respond to you, like you can tell that they just kind of like already suspected everyone, like, who are you part of the scammers? Like, it was just tense at that time, and I don't even blame them. Remember Cassie's friend, the one that I'd said was ahead of us, like in a higher team? I heard that she had even used some of her school fees money, so her tuition fees money, she had taken it and applied it into this thing. So like I said, just imagine that when these people shut everything down, it impacted so many people. If you have ever experienced this, or you were part of High Tower specifically, please let me know. That's basically what happened. They ran away with the money. I never got the money back, and that's that. Now I wish I had known that, you know, there's certain protocols where we could have reported, and cyber crime, stuff like that. Maybe that would have led to something, but like I said, I was new to this place, so I didn't really know like what happens. That is the end of my very tragic story time about how I was scammed over 4,000 zlotys. Please be careful out there with what you sign up for. Please be careful with what you put your money in and who you give your money to. Again, like I said, I will link some of the scammer channels that I watch, which are super helpful. So I've learned my lesson. I don't involve myself in that nonsense. Whatever seems too good to be true is too good to be true. Thank you so much for watching this video and getting through this story time with me. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in another video. Once again, happy new year. I hope your 2026 is beautiful and bright and blessed. I hope that good things meet you at every turn. Amen. Goodbye.